Now, believe it or not, we actually have some news about the Fallout 4 next-gen version from Bethesda themselves on the official Fallout's Twitter account. We have a tweet actually talking about the game. I know, really hard to believe since it's been so long, but we'll be going over what they've said, and we'll be looking at what this means for the future of the Fallout 4 next-gen update. So let's waste no more time and let's get into the video. So on the day of recording this video, we got an official tweet from the Fallout Twitter account, and it said this: "Thank you for your patience with us as we work on the Fallout 4 next-gen update. We know you're excited and so are we, but we need a bit more time and look forward to an exciting return to the Commonwealth in 2024. So we obviously were sort of expected, well, we sort of knew at this point that it was very unlikely it was going to release in 2023 since, well, you know, we're in December now and we had no news, no release window, anything like that. Well, we did have one for 2023, but yeah, obviously it was very unlikely. And we sort of knew it had been delayed or worst case actually cancelled. But now we do know that it is releasing in 2024. We don't really know anything other than that, but that is all we know. So let's quickly look back at what we previously got when we had the Fallout's 25th anniversary. So this was, what, over a year ago now when we got the 25th anniversary, and this was the other time where we got talk of this Fallout 4 next-gen version. This was the first time, and then the tweet that we just got recently was the second time they've ever mentioned it. So yeah, they haven't talked about it a lot, but clearly they are working on it in some way, shape or form. But when they first announced it, they said this: "A next-gen update is coming to Fallout 4, coming in 2023. This free update will be available for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 and Windows PC systems, including performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes and even bonus Creation Club content." So there you go. Obviously they said at that point it was going to arrive in 2023, but yeah, obviously that's not going to be the case. It will arrive in 2024, which isn't awful. You know, it is a delay, but we did sort of expect it at this point. It does happen. So yeah, there's only so annoyed that we can get about that. But at the end of the day, we are still going to get it at some point. It's not cancelled, which is good. Now, in terms of when we can expect it in 2024, I really wouldn't look at the beginning of 2024. I think that's very unlikely. I feel like if that was to be the case and it would release at the beginning of the year, we'd have more news about the game. We'd have some sort of a better idea of when it will release, and not just 2024, since that's quite soon if it was to be the beginning of the year. But I'd say from about end of March onwards is when it's, you know, it's possible it could release. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if it did release at the end of 2024, but I also think it could release alongside or around the release of the TV series, since we saw it a lot with CD Projekt Red, which is quite in a way a similar company to Bethesda in terms of the games that they produce with the RPGs and everything like that. And when the Witcher Netflix series was big, they released the Witcher 3 next-gen version, and they had some of the new content all themed around the Netflix series, and that helps promote both in a way. So anyone that played the game was obviously given the idea that they should watch the Netflix series, and anyone that watched the Netflix series was of course given the idea that they should play the game. And then we also had a similar thing with Cyberpunk 2077. Basically, they released a Cyberpunk Edge Runners series on Netflix, which was very popular, just like the Witcher Netflix series was. That was very popular as well. And then when that did release, they also released an Edge Runners themed update in Cyberpunk 2077. And once again, same thing again. If they played the game, they obviously, that promoted the Edge Runners Netflix series. And if you watch the series, then obviously that promotes the game, since it's themed around Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, I think it's possible we could see something similar with this, since so far from what we've seen of the series that we're releasing on Amazon Prime, I believe, it looks really good. So that obviously is going to arrive in April at the moment, unless that does get some sort of delay, but I think that's very unlikely. So it's possible that around April, maybe May, we will get that update for Fallout 4. It's possible they could release it before the series does drop, just to sort of promote Fallout in general, or they might do it a little bit afterwards, or literally right alongside it, since I think that would make the most sense. Gives them more time to work on it, and it also means that, you know, when you are watching that series, someone that's not played Fallout in ages might think, oh, you know what, I quite like to play Fallout 4. And then, oh, well, there you go, there's a next-gen update for the game as well. The game's going to work well on my next-gen console or PC with even some bonus content. So, look, that would work well. But in terms of what we can expect from this Fallout 4 Next Gen update, I mean, it is just going to be, your standard Next Gen update that we get, but it is, one of the better Next Gen updates. Some of them are just small patches, but this will be a full-fledged one by the looks of things. So, yeah, we'll be getting performance mode features for high frame rates, so a guaranteed 60 frames per second, 100%. 120 frames is, I mean, it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. Then, obviously, there'll be quality features for a 4K resolution. That might be at 30 frames, but I'm confident a PlayStation 5 and definitely a Series X at least could probably handle 4K 60 on Fallout 4, in my opinion. I don't think it's a particularly demanding game, but you never know. It might just be 4K 30, but there will definitely be some sort of 60 frames per second mode. Then we'll be getting some bug fixes, definitely needed. There are still quite a few crashes in the game, especially on console, so it'll be good to get those sorted out, and hopefully, with bug fixes, that will be the case. And then some bonus Creation Club content, which it's quite possible that could be themed around the Fallout 4 series, but I just feel like it's, in a way, they might add some now, but when they first announced the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, I'd find it unlikely, if that was releasing in 2023, or that was the plan, that was going to be themed around the TV series, because it wouldn't have been out yet, and that would have been in pretty early days at that point. So, yeah, it's hard to know at the moment, but I do think that there will be some sort of link with the TV series now that it is releasing in 2024. It works well for both. They both get promotion, if that makes sense. They're both going to advertise each other. So, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, we're still getting it. It's not cancelled, which is good. So it was a good little tweet that we got there. Just sort of, keeps the hype going a bit, refreshes it. So, yeah, obviously that's going to keep people interested, not just going to assume it's cancelled, because if we did get into 2024 and we didn't really hear much at all or heard nothing, then, that's going to start crossing people's minds since, well, it was meant to come in 2023. But it's fine. We are still getting it. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. But I'd definitely keep your eyes around the release of whenever the TV series does release, but obviously that is for April at the moment. But if that does change, look, whenever that does release, I'd say around then it's very possible we could get the Fallout 4 Next Gen updates, but it's also possible it could be at the end of 2024. We had to wait a long time for the Witcher 3 one, for example. That released, way after the time they said, or to be fair, they didn't really say much of a time. It just took them a long time to make it. So, they might be having the same problem where it's just taking longer than they expected. But at the end of the day, we are getting it one day in 2024, unless there is some sort of, another delay. But that's not going to happen, in my opinion. But we're getting there. We are getting there now, and at least we have some sort of news regarding this, other than when it was just first announced. But yeah, that does just about wrap up things here, really. That's everything we know now about this Fallout 4 Next Gen update after we did get that brand new tweet. But let me know down in the comments if you're looking forward to this and when you think it will release in 2024. In my opinion, we will have it by I'm going to say by the end of September. Hopefully you will have it, but at the same time, I still wouldn't be surprised if it released at the end of next year. But who knows? Hopefully we'll get it soon. Anyways, yeah, that does just about wrap up things here for this video. On screen now, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.